Welcome to Real Estate Coaching Radio, starring award-winning real estate coaches and #1 international best-selling authors, Tim and Julie Harris. This is the #1 daily radio show for realtors looking for a no BS, authentic, real-time coaching experience. What's really working in today's market, how to generate more leads, make more money, and have more time for what you love in your life. And now your hosts, Tim and Julie Harris.
Thanks for joining us. This is Tim and Julie Harris, and this is our podcast. This is Real Estate Coaching Radio, the nation's #1 listened to and downloaded real estate podcast for real estate agents about success and motivation. And motivation is what you're going to get today when you listen to today's show, or if you're watching us on YouTube, obviously, you're going to be hearing us as well. So listen, please like, subscribe, add comments, questions. Do participate. Make this podcast experience or make this YouTube experience really special by communicating with us. So do like and subscribe. That is your #1 mission. So if you are over on iTunes or Spotify or one of the dozens of other podcast listening widgets that we're on, please do give us a 5-star review. And thank you to all of you who have given us 5-star reviews and a pithy comment over on iTunes. We certainly appreciate it. We're going to be processing all the books this weekend. One of the things we started doing not too long ago is we're running an informal contest for all of you who took the time to give us 5-star reviews and a pithy comment over on iTunes. We were going to allow our staff to choose which ones were, merited a free autographed book. I do not think there are any losers. So good news for all of you. Bad news for us, because we have yet more books to stuff in boxes and Zoe has more books to address. So when you get your book, and it does have something, your name and your address is on the outside of the book, and it looks like it was written by an 8.5-year-old. Well, it's because it was. We believe in child labor.
That's right.
Okay, now remember also, if you've given us a 5-star review and you would like to have us fulfill that promise of sending you a book, you have to let our staff know. So email Tom, T-O-M, at timandjulieharris.com. Email Tom at timandjulieharris.com, and he will add you to our spreadsheet, and we will process, as promised, your autographed copy of our book. Now, all of you who will be receiving your autographed copied books, please do make a little video and put it on Instagram, so share it on social. Let us know and let the world know what you liked best about the book. This book, our book, is perfect for a market like this, because it is the very essence of what you love about this podcast and what so many of you have come to love about our coaching program. Speaking of which, welcome from the bottom of our hearts. It is truly our pleasure and our honor to be the coach for so many of you who have joined Premier Coaching this month. Hundreds of you have joined Premier Coaching this month. And if you'd like to join, guess what? The best part is, well, I don't know if this is the best part, but it will be in the eyes of some of you. It's free. You can join Premier Coaching for 30 days absolutely for free, no strings attached. You get the scripts. You get the objection handlers. You get the social networking plans we talked about. You get every possible thing that you could need to really jumpstart your business. This is the exact information that we have included with Premier Coaching for years. It is designed for this market. It is designed for any market. The specific plans that I'm thinking of, 90-day massive action plan. If you are, essentially, if your back's against the wall right now, financially right now, there's the real estate survival plan. Or what do you call it, Julie? What's that called?
That's right, the real estate survival plan and the 90-day massive action plan and the real estate treasure map. So we have 3 different plans depending on what your situation is. If you need to make money yesterday, then you need the survival plan. If you've pretty much got a lot figured out, but you want to take it to the next level and you need some motivation, but you're not interested in doing like a long drawn out thing, focus on the 90-day massive action plan. And for the bigger picture, for really planning and really hashing out your goal setting, your daily schedule, understanding spokes in the wheel, all of those bigger picture things, well, that's what the real estate treasure map's for.
You need direction. Right now, the word that frankly would, I think, be the best descriptor of how many of you are feeling is freaked out. Well, listen, the only way to be freaked out or stop being freaked out is by, frankly, listening to the 10 points Julie and I are about to share with you. But more importantly, what you need to do is you need to have a specific plan. You're freaked out because you are essentially you don't have direction. You're lacking direction. That is what Premier Coaching is all about. Now, what I think, and Julie thinks, is the best part of Premier Coaching that you get when you join for free. Oh, did we mention that? is that you get a daily semi-private coaching call with one of our Harris certified coaches. And there's 4 of them that deliver the coaching every single week. You have a coach that's going to be in a different market, they all have massive experience, but different market conditions. They've all sold real estate and coached and mentored and run real estate brokerages and all kinds of different things. We only have the best of the best as our premier real estate coaches, and you get full access to them in your private coaching sessions, your semi-private coaching sessions every work day. So, you basically get 20 coaching sessions for free and all the content you could possibly need, including our scripts and just all kinds of stuff. Guys, do not delay. This is what you've been looking for, and it's free. Did we mention that? Text the word Premier to 47372. Text the word Premier to 47372, and we'll text you back a link to join Premier Coaching. If you're outside of the continental United States, or if you just don't want to text, that's fine too. Just go to members.timandjulieharris.com. Go to members.timandjulieharris.com, and you will be able to go directly to the enrollment page and sign up. Again, thank you for the hundreds of you that have signed up this month, and I completely and totally understand what you guys are experiencing. Julie and I have been through 4 different recessions, and we were obviously coaching agents at a high level through the real estate depression, I think is really what it should have been called. And what we're about to experience now is, in our opinion, going to be more profound and more profoundly affect more people in a more profound way than certainly even the real estate crash. So you've got to be prepared. That's why we've made Premier Coaching free for all of you, because we have wanted to completely eliminate the excuses for you guys not to succeed at the highest level because of this market. So remember, text the word Premier to 47372, text the word Premier to 47372, or just go to members.timandjulieharris.com. All right, and we're going to go through these points relatively quick, and we're going to, obviously our mission from today's podcast is to move many of you, ideally all of you, and there's tens of thousands of you that will listen over on, obviously on iTunes and over on YouTube. Our goal is to make as many of you as excited about this market as possible and move you as far away from the freak out mode that some of you are experiencing as possible. So we're going to be going through these points relatively quick. You want proof? Point number 1, Julie.
That's right. So point number 1, hopefully you guys are taking notes. Point number 1, they are constantly analyzing.
We didn't set it up, sorry. So what this is basically, these are what the characteristics that the nation's top producing agents have that we coach them to have. And so when we're reading these points, when Julie's sharing these points with you, these are the mindset approaches that the most successful real estate practitioners in at least the United States have. So we should have set that up differently. So go ahead. Sorry.
That's right. These are their powerful mindset secrets. Make sure you're adopting them. Number 1, they are constantly analyzing their ROI, that's their return on investment, regarding how they're spending their time and their money. Both informally and formally, they're always thinking about this. Sometimes you call that their antivirus software is running in the background, but they're really thinking about how they're spending their time and their money.
Well, why? Because in a market like this, the simple fact is you have to make more contacts, have more communication with more people than you do in the previous market, because you're going to, for example, you were to have conversations with 10 people in the last market, and it is last market. That market is over. So, we are going to be in what's going to be a seller's market for a long period of time. But because of the rising interest rates and because of what's happening in the overall economy, because of inflation, there's going to most likely be a recession if there isn't one now. The skill set you're going to need to balance out all these facts are going to be completely different than the previous market. I'll give you a little hint here. You're going to have to make more contacts. You're going to have to make more proactive contacts. And what our top producers are doing is we're telling them all to do that. We're telling them all to whatever they've completed the real estate treasure map, because that's their fill-in-the-blank business plan that they've learned in Premier Coaching. They've got that down. They know that for them to accomplish their goals, they need to make X number of contacts. We're encouraging them to make double that. And it's in many cases not even that many more, because the contacts that they're making, they know how to pre-qualify. They know how to have meaningful conversations in a short period of time. That's what being a real estate professional is like. Number 2, the top producers are quickly eliminating the speculative, fluff expenses, anything that is not anything that's not obviously, irrefutably resulting in a transaction has to go. And that is going to include your branding. That is going to include anything that maybe someday will hopefully make you money. If there's not a direct correlation between your effort, and that could be your time spent or your money spent, and the results that you're getting, in a market like this, stop doing it. It's just, those are luxury expenses. And I'll give you guys a book if you want to read it. You probably won't like it, but Julie and I love it. It's called Profits Aren't Everything. They're the only thing, written by George something or another. But profits aren't everything. They're the only thing. Definitely get that book. It'll definitely clear your mind from, it's easy to believe that you can somehow brand and buy your way to success, especially coming out of the previous market, because there were no bad ideas and everyone seemed like a winner in the past market because, there's this whole influence culture, the whole hustle culture. All you guys who are millennials, which is probably 80% of you who are listening, none of you guys have ever gone through a market transition like this. We've done it many, many times. We're going to help you to understand in as an effortless and painless way as possible how you will be more successful because of this market. But the thing you've got to do is you've got to realize that there has to be a direct relationship. Again, getting to point number one, but tying in point number two. Stop doing the speculative and start getting in contact with more people. And again, we're going to drill down on the next and the future points here. It's really about having a higher skill set and having the truest mindset of service. Next point, Julie.
Point number 3, they are aggressively isolating themselves from the media. They're making their world smaller regarding who is actually influencing them. That's really big. I mean, you gave me an example of a crazy headline this morning that had nothing to do with the actual content. It's so easy to go down that rabbit hole. So just isolate yourself from that and be careful who's actually influencing you.
Now, remember, you've heard this before, hopefully, but you are essentially the combination of your 5 closest friends. Now, that could be also translated to the 5 things you spend the most time with. So if you're spending a lot of time on social media, if you're spending a lot of time with in the general media, you're going to be essentially a combination of all those random, mostly fear-based thoughts and all that random, mostly fear-based, just, asinine behavior. So the strongest of advice in a market like this is you need to put your blinders on, have myopia. Start isolating yourself from the media in particular. Media-free life is what we're definitely strong advocates of. But also it's going to mean that you have to start pruning the people that you choose to allow to influence you. Some of the messaging, especially frankly from the YouTube coaches, is very seductive. You can somehow make a bunch of new YouTube videos and the real estate world will come beating to your door. You can somehow influence people to believe that you're successful even though you've not really earned your success yet because you don't really know how to even be successful in real estate. All of these mixed messages are because they're trying to sell you into the belief that you don't actually have to earn the right to be successful. Somehow you can influence people through spending lots of money on videos and all these other things to have them believe that you're successful. You guys get it? That's basically BS and you know it. So here's a real big takeaway for you. The reason that someone is more successful ultimately long-term is because they've earned the right to be. How have they earned the right to be? Because they've learned how to provide a skill. They've learned how to solve other people's problems that a lot of people are willing to pay for. There's a direct correlation between the number of people you help accomplish their goals in their lives and the amount of goals that you're going to accomplish of your own in your life.
Exactly. And that brings us to point number 4. The ones with the strongest mindsets are constantly monitoring their own internal dialogue. Has negative thinking entered into their mindset? They are self-aware of the unintended consequences of allowing one negative thought to manifest. And this, I have to say, is very prevalent in the real estate world, especially when the market's changing on you. And Tim, I have to say it's one of my favorite things about the daily Facebook Live, the coaching sessions, because how many of you guys listening that are in the real estate world wake up and some deal hits the wall or you have some horrible voicemail and you get stuck. You're in that negative mindset. Well, guess what? Our semi-private coaching calls happen in the middle of the day for a reason, to get you back on track, because the coaches and all of your colleagues are super positive. They share their wins. They recalibrate you so that you then can go further into your day and really be successful in that day in spite of whatever your mindset was in the morning.
Now while you're listening to us, now while you're watching us on YouTube, after you've essentially liked and subscribed and all the rest of it, definitely join Premier Coaching. You can, on your phone right now, and 93% of you listen to us on iTunes using your phone. So text the word Premier to 47372 and join Premier Coaching. Text the word Premier to 47372 and join Premier Coaching, or go directly to, obviously, members.timandjulieharris.com. Member message and data rates may apply. I wanted to actually emphasize the point. Where was that last point? Where were we? What point are we on?
Number 5 is next.
Oh, yes. Point number 4, what Julie was saying, negative thinking enter your mind. Make sure you're monitoring that. The worst thing you can do, and never do this, is try to figure out where the negative thought came from, or try to figure out why you're thinking the negative thought, or trying to give the negative thought any sort of influence other than, basically it's some random piece of crap that floated in your mind. That can come from a million different places. It can come from other people. It could be a conscious or subconscious little thing that you've picked up on. It could be your kid giving you the stink eye. It could be your dog giving you the stink eye. It could be some, jackhole when you're driving around giving you the stink eye. It could be something you've heard, something you've read. It doesn't matter, because what happens is our subconscious minds, they'll sometimes start pulling on these threads. And the next thing you know, you have spent, hours, if not weeks and months and years, because one little negative thought was allowed to germinate inside your mind. So the thing to do is monitor how you're feeling. How do I feel now? Do I like the way I'm feeling? If the answer is no, then you need to reconnect. And the best way to reconnect, the hard reset on that, is to do a quick exercise where you say out loud, or you say to yourself, 5 things that you're appreciative of. Say 5 things that you're appreciative of. You're appreciative of, hopefully, this podcast. Hopefully you're going to be, I'm being self-serving here, but hopefully you're going to be appreciative of being a Premier Coaching member. You're appreciative of the people that love you in your life and that you love in your life. You're appreciative of the fact that you're in a position to be of service to other people in the real estate industry. You're appreciative of the shoes on your feet, the car that you're driving. You're appreciative of the food in your belly. Show appreciation. Say it, because those negative thoughts cannot coexist at the same time you switch the channel to appreciation in your mind. One of the most powerful, if not the most powerful ways to really get your head straight is flip to the appreciation channel, and all that other head junk goes away. The worst thing to do is figure out why you're thinking the way you're thinking. Next point, number 5.
Next point we touched on a little bit, but these top producing agents are increasing their contacts, more conversations with more prospects. Why is that? In a shifting market, the buyers who are really serious are fewer than the buyers that were kind of screwing around and polluting the market before. The sellers who are coming into the market right now, we do see increasing inventory. These are sellers who have to sell, but here's the challenge. You have to speak with more people, having real estate conversations to discover those serious people, which are the same ones that you want as listings. I mean, those are the best listings. They're coachable. They'll listen to your pricing. They'll stage the house, and it'll be your next closing. And
that means you have to really learn how to pre-qualify. You have to learn how to proactively lead generate, pre-qualify, set an appointment, present. You have to really be a master of those 4 skills. And if those are only 4 skills, and I think you could argue that really aggressive and really effective lead follow-up is one of the, maybe number 5. If you can get good at those 5 things, you can be mediocre at best at everything else in real estate, and you'll do amazingly well. Point number 6, they're aware, top producers are aware that they are aware that when you read it,
when people are out of control, like people around you, they always look for things to control. You guys with lots of pendings know this. You see it all the time. This sometimes manifests in overeating, substance abuse, wrecking relationships. It gives them the feeling out of control. We use this in coaching, right? When something goes sideways, or your relationship with a buyer or seller is sideways, it's because they feel like they're out of control. And that's why they lay a text bomb on you or an email bomb, and you've got to get back in control. The smart agents, especially the more experienced agents, know that person is experiencing some level of being out of control. It's not about you. It's about something else in their life.
But in a time like this, what has a tendency to happen is real estate practitioners, and this was the horrible, sad part that nobody talks about a recession like this, is they have a tendency to develop health problems. They have a tendency to develop marital problems. They have a tendency to develop financial problems. And what they're doing is because they feel they're disconnected. I'm used to, this is, maybe the mindset some of you have. I'm used to being successful. I'm used to having, the world essentially see me in a certain way. I'm used to being a top agent. I'm used to getting awards and plaques. I'm used to actually feeling proud of myself. Now, all of a sudden, the rug feels like it's being pulled out from underneath me. I need to get in control of something. And then what happens is they start over drinking or maybe you're doing drugs, or they have a tendency to then start destroying relationships. They do something to make themselves feel in control. I am not in control of myself. My world has changed. It must be your fault, spouse. It must be your fault, kid.
Or other agent, very commonly.
Exactly. So you got to monitor yourself that you're not allowing yourself to tear your world down around you because of the fact that your, personal view of yourself, your ego is really feeling so much under attack because of the fact that we're going through this changing economy. The reality of it is, guys, and this is the cold, hard fact, unpoliticized, no BS, 100% truth. We're in this cycle for a long damn time. We're going to be in this inflationary cycle for a long damn time, and we're going to be dealing with the ramifications of this for a long damn time. Think in terms of a decade. When you think like that versus short period of time, you're going to recalibrate your approach to your business and your personal life. Point number 7.
Point number 7 is kind of similar to number 6, but with a twist. They have 5 distinct early warning signs that they look for within themselves. Here's some examples. You mentioned some of these: not exercising, not making their contacts, overconsumption of negative media, poor nutrition. All of these are early warning signs. So here's the coaching on this. You guys all want more control. You all want more control in your real estate lives, but if you're out of control yourself, it's really hard for you to be a good leader in your transactions.
And we talk about this in Premier Coaching, but the bottom line is write a list of 5 things that you're going to do every single day, and those are considered your daily minimum standards. And if you don't do those 5 things every single day, you know that they're going to lead to negative ramifications. For example, you're not exercising every day. For example, you're not showing overt appreciation to other people, specifically your spouse and your family, every single day. For example, maybe you're not praying or you're not meditating. Not really the same thing, but for some of you it is. Maybe you're not. You guys get the point. Those are really where your mind needs to be, is really drilling down. And that's how you keep control of your own. You need to build your walls taller, and you need to build your moats deeper around your mindset. That way you can be of service to more people. You have to make yourself stronger, as we're fond of saying. Put your own mask on first, and then you can actually help other people. Point number 8.
Point number 8, they're empathetic to the fact that other people don't have the mechanisms to adapt quickly to the forced changes happening in the economy, like inflation, for example. They forgive easily and quickly because they understand that other people are stressed.
That should say it all, right? You're surrounded by people who are experiencing the same emotions as you are. Maybe worse, because they're not in the real estate industry. In the real estate industry, you guys are smart enough to get real estate licenses. You're selling something that everybody needs, and that is a house. And no matter what direction the market goes, no matter what direction interest rates go, no matter who the political party is, no matter, you're still going to have a product that everybody needs, not just wants, needs. We're moving out of the market where it was a wants market. Now we're moving into the market where it's a needs market. Need to sell, need to move up, need to move down, need to sell the house because I'm relocating, need to sell the house because I inherited it. Need is a real powerful motivator. And you have to feel blessed because of the fact that you are in a needs market. You're not selling something that people want. They do want it, obviously. It's good that they want what they need, but in this case, it's something that they need as much as they want. I don't want you to be confused about that. No matter what happens in the real estate industry, no matter what happens in the economy, you guys are in the right place at the right time. You just got to get your skills on and listen to the previous points. Point number
9. Because they are rooted in a mindset of service, they are genuinely excited and appreciative of the opportunities in the market. There are so many people who genuinely need help, and these agents who have the right mindset are there to be of service. They have their heads screwed on straight.
That's a very powerful point, because what it does is it removes your ego. It does not put you first. We're coming out of this world. Look at I don't really care. Some of you guys will be mad that I say this, but it is what it is. Look at the other YouTube coaches and look how they always are talking about themselves. They're talking about themselves, and a lot of them are younger people, because that's the world that they grew up in. They grew up in believing that the world will beat a path to your door if you are an influencer, if you're talking about your success, you're this, you're the other thing. That is not the approach to take when you're genuinely wanting to help other people. You cannot put yourself first when you want to be of service to other people. And here's the other problem: if you put yourself first, that is a huge burden to carry because of the fact that it's so rooted, deeply rooted in ego. And if you are willing to put other people's needs professionally first, you're going to all of a sudden find that your perception of yourself, it changes. It goes through the roof. Think about how you can be of service to other people. How can you be of service to other people, coaching clients? How can you be of service to other people, those of you who are going to become coaching clients? The answer is know how to help them. Learn the skills on how to help them. Stop trying to influence them and actually try to solve their problem. That is what you do in a market like this. Point number 10.
They know that knowledge equals confidence and ignorance equals fear. Thus, they are constantly increasing their skill set so they can increase their confidence. These things are very closely intertwined. And Tim, to just sort of round all of this together, when they get clear on this, everything in real estate gets so much easier. When you stop making it all about you, you make it all about the client, and you backfill it with knowledge equals confidence, and that's why we have coaching.
This market is going to be the greatest blessing that many of you will ever experience in your adult lives, or it'll be the greatest curse. It is up to you to decide. You can make this into the very thing that you've been hoping and dreaming would be essentially the launching pad for the best version of yourself. Personally, professionally, spiritually, financially, educationally. You need to make that determination. You've got to keep the negative crap out of your mind and the negative people far away from you. You've got to be in alignment with what your highest, truest purpose on this planet is, which is being of service to other people. Let us partner with you during this transitioning market. It is what we do. It is what we are built for. Please text the word Premier to 47372. Become a Premier coaching client. Text the word Premier to 47372. Or if you're listening to us if you don't want to send a text, that's fine. Go to members.timandjulieharris.com, members.timandjulieharris.com. And please remember, like, subscribe, and add comments and questions if you're on YouTube. Participate. Become part of our community. Let's help each other through this transitioning market. You guys will love the process because you're going to be more in alignment with your highest and truest purpose on this planet, which is to be of service to other people, than you've probably ever been before. So enjoy the opportunity to be of service to other people, but you've got to get to work and learn the skills necessary. Guys, thank you for continuing to make this the #1 listened to daily podcast for real estate professionals in the United States and maybe the world.
Could be.
And you guys have a fantastic day. Remember, there's thousands of past podcasts waiting for you on iTunes, on YouTube, over on our main website, timandjulieharris.com. Do participate. You guys, hopefully you're feeling motivated. Hopefully you're feeling more confident. Hopefully now you're going to have the courage to realize that you're going to make this your market because of this market. It's your time to be a leader. Lead.
This podcast is a part of the C-Suite Radio Network. For more top business podcasts, visit c-suiteradio.com.